Okay, this is a tour of my my apartment in Seville. Just do a slow pan across here. That couch there in the foreground is very comfortable, and you can see I've got a little balcony facing the alleyway out there. And as I pan around here, you can see that there's an LCD TV, and which actually also allows you to watch videos using a memory stick, which is really handy. So it's quite a comfortable lounge. You can see on the left there's a lamp stand, and it's very unstable, and the light doesn't work, so it's totally decorative and pretty well useless. It's quite light outside. You can't really see too clearly out there at the moment because there's too much glare, but it's not a bad view out to the road. And now we have a reverse view just showing you the dining table and the kitchen just through there. Just a small kitchen, but quite functional. I'll give you a closer look at that. I like the floor tiles. They're quite nice. They're sort of marble, so it's quite decent. And the furniture is quite reasonable actually. So it's not bad. And you can see that there's windows there which actually open out into that private atrium area where you can also dry your clothes. And now we have a reverse view just showing you the dining table and the kitchen just through there. Just a small kitchen, but quite functional. I'll give you a closer look at that. I like the floor tiles. They're quite nice. They're sort of marble, so it's quite decent. And the furniture is quite reasonable actually. So it's not bad. And you can see that there's windows there which actually open out into that private atrium area where you can also dry your clothes. Okay, now here's the kitchen obviously, and that's the microwave, which I have never used. There's also the percolator, which again I don't know how to use. There's cupboards above there, and they're actually really in a bad location because I banged my head on that corner there of that cupboard, that low slung cupboard, a few times, so that's not the best. And there we've got the obviously the sink, and which I've used a little bit. There's actually a hot plate there too. If I just pan across to the left, there's also a hot plate for cooking, which I haven't used. And below this, there's actually a washing machine. Again, I haven't used because I can't read the damn instructions because they're in Spanish. And here's the master bedroom, which is quite nice, decent little room, but the only downside is that there's a business down below me, and you do get some noise from customers right up till about 3 or 5 a.m. sometimes. It was actually quiet yesterday for some reason, but occasionally you will get a bit of noise. I just go back to sleep. It hasn't been a major hassle for me, but I know some people complained on booking.com about that, so that can be an issue depending how sensitive you are. But the bed's comfortable, and yeah, get a nice night's sleep generally, so it's no complaints there at all. And there's plenty of cupboard space too. I'll just give you a shot of that. You can see how big the cupboards are. Yeah, there's the reverse shot. Now you can see the wardrobes, and yeah, they've got quite a decent amount of space, more than enough. And what was the other thing I was going to mention? There was something I forgot. Oh yeah, there's also a balcony in this room too that you can access, but I haven't bothered. It's a very tiny balcony, so not much practical use there. And here's the bathroom, which is fine, just a standard bathroom. Everything works fine. The only thing, the minor complaint I'd have there is that the water pressure's a bit low, but the water does get hot. You've got to let it run for about a minute, but being an older place and being elevated, you expect that. But it's worked fine, so it hasn't been any issues. There's also a bidet as well as a toilet, which I'll try to get a shot of. And there you go, the toilet with the bidet opposite. Not that I've been meaning to try it out, but I'm sort of feel a bit funny about it. I'm not used to using a bidet, but I can see the pros for it. It's a way of cleaning yourself up if you don't have to use toilet paper. So it does have its benefits, but I haven't taken the plunge metaphorically or literally at this stage. And finally, the spare bed. You can. It says you can have 4 people in here, so you could have a couple in the master bedroom and another couple of people in the single beds. This is probably the least inspiring room, but then again, if you want to cut your costs or you've got a family or whatever, it does give you that flexibility. Probably a bit of overkill on my behalf because I really wanted to have that upstairs patio area I thought I was getting, but I didn't. So this has basically been, but you know, if some friends or whatever wanted to come and stay here, I would have been quite happy to put them up, but there were no takers, so it's just been left idle, unfortunately. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever, and either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.